Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all 2 stocks to keep on your watch list for next week. We're also going to look at the overall market to discuss what to expect tomorrow and also to get you guys ready as always. Y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. We got QQQ once again, all right? It's an easier chart to read, so we're gonna continue to use it until the SPY looks a little different or better. Now, what do we have here? In the last video, I told you guys that I was leaning more bearish on the overall market, not just because we were opening up slightly negative during the night, but also because of what happened during the day. If we change it to the 5-minute, we have this consolidation. It was looking quite weak into the open on Friday, and then right out the gates, this thing started to sell off. All right, it sold off all the way down to 434, went back up again just to retest the previous level of resistance right there. And this is where it got rejected once again and closed near the lows of that morning at exactly 334. Now we're going to change the time frame to the 4-hour. And there is a there is a pattern on there. It's looking quite bearish. The breakdown occurred on Friday morning. That pattern is right here. All right, there is this to worry about. And this thing had a clean breakdown out the gates in the morning at like 8:30, right there. Okay, so usually with this, the stock can do a few things, or I would say the ETF can do a few things. It depends on how long it wants to play games. What it's not supposed to do is to climb back up here and break above 438. What it's not supposed to do. All right, in order for this thing to stay clean, it can either play games right here in this very tight range between 433 and 435. It can play games out here and then continue lower on Tuesday and on Wednesday, all right? If it consolidates for too long, that the structure might be actually fake. But for what I'm seeing right now, from what occurred on Friday, I have to lean bearish on the overall market. The daily chart is looking like this, all right? It's looking like that. Kind of looks like 3 black crows for that matter. The gap at the bottom started to fill on Friday. The gap right here goes all the way down to $425. So it wouldn't be crazy for me to expect to drop down to 425 probably by the end of the week on QQQ based on what I'm seeing right now. All right, so we have to I'm leaning bearish at least. Now, the first stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for tomorrow. That stock is Netty. All right, and the reason why I want to share Netty with you guys once again is because after that earnings, the stock has been playing games. All right, and the games that the stock has been playing is leading this thing to a fade. If we go on to the 4-hour, there is a pattern on here. It's there. It's not my favorite, but it is there, and I do have to share it. So this is what I see. I see there is a bearish rectangle on here. All right. First we have the collapse, and then we have the consolidation. I'm not a big fan of these. Definitely not a big fan of that, but it is what it is. This thing actually broke down on Friday morning along with QQQ, right? So now with this breakdown, what typically happens with bearish rectangles, these things fall all the way down to $80. All right, it's a matter of time. There is there is a lot of money to be made on here. So hopefully QQQ can accelerate the drop. If the NASDAQ drop, this stock is a tech stock, Cloudflare. It's part of the cybersecurity sector. All right. If the NASDAQ dropped, this one would also follow suit. And we might see this thing tank all the way down to $80. How fast is it going to drop? That I don't know. I don't know. All right, I don't know how fast it's gonna get there, but I do know that it broke down on Friday, and based on my experience, this thing should drop all the way down to 80. Now, let's look at the daily. The next level of support on this thing is at least 85 bucks. So watch how it behaves. Watch for an opportunity short to 85 first. And then if that breaks, then 80 is the next one. Now, the second stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for tomorrow, that stock is CRM. All right. And CRM had a monstrous move throughout the last year and the last few months as well. All right. And at the top right here, it's not looking too good. It's looking kind of lumpy. It's looking kind of weak. And there is a gap to fill right at $283. All right. It's in between 292 and 283. Okay. There's another, let's see. I mean, the other gap to fill is way down here, but for this specific like week, let's just focus on the first one. And then eventually, if there's a new structure, there's new heads, and it looks like we're really about to collapse, I'll make another video about it. All right. But for now, watch CRM. It's looking really, really lumpy. The volume is increasing, which I like. Also, the 4-hour chart has something similar, not the same, similar to what I just showed you with Netty. So there is that going on. It broke down also this morning, right, with QQQ. All right. So now with this structure, we should see this one also fall down to 280 bucks. How fast is it going to take to get there? I don't know. All right. But I like to go with my first instincts. So Friday. No, not Friday, Wednesday. All right. Anticipated drop. I think I'm not gonna touch anything. Again, the circles are drawn, and then I just follow up with the stock and see how it behaves. More often than not, the price actually get in the circle, usually. All right. Sometimes it gets there before, sometimes it gets there after. But this is the structure that I want to share with you guys on Salesforce. All right. Now let's do an update. On Thursday night, I shared with you guys Alta. All right, and it's Alta kind of. I wasn't wrong. But the stock was kind of cruel for not giving anybody who did not buy puts through earnings, who didn't gamble their money through earnings, right? The stock didn't give anybody a chance to make money on the drop. I was hoping for a move down to like 525 first. All right, maybe a little bit of. Wait. I was hoping for a move down here pre-market to 525, and then a fade down to 500. All right. Instead, what we got is the stock giving no chance to anybody at all and just dropping straight down to 502. So I saw that, and then I'm looking at the way it's opening in the morning, and you see these very wild candles on the 1 minute. If we switch it to the 5 minute, like the first 5 minute is key, as I told you guys before. This turned out really, really bullish. The move was very rapid. The retest of 540 was almost inevitable. We got to 540, like I told you guys it could. All right, like I told you guys, we could see a retest of that before we fade down. It got to 540 and then just stayed up there throughout the entire day. So again, this one was kind of like, if you wanted to go long, you could, but for a short, it was definitely a no-go because it got as low as I thought it could get before the market even opened. So there wasn't even a point to shorting this thing. Now, the other stock was behaved really, really well. So congrats to anybody who made money on Adobe. All right. Adobe looked like this. This was the slow fade down that I was looking forward to. I told you guys watch it for a drop down to 480. I was wrong about the bottom, but I was right about how it would perform. All right. First, we had the opening right here. Those contracts were up by 400, 500%. The 495 contract. That one was at around $500. per contract, the one that expired on that Friday. And the opportunity to short was from here when it started to roll over after that initial hammer. All right, because there are some dip buyers right here who are very hopeful for a big move up. So once they see this disappointment, they typically just get out, right? And then short sellers tend to take over for the anticipated fade down. So congratulations. This one was quite simple. It moved a lot slower than the other one, and there was two opportunities to make money on this one. First was right here, and then the next opportunity to make money was on the breakdown after the breakdown of the bearish pennant right there. All right. It looks like overall, it kind of looks smallish. The move looks kind of small, but in reality, it's really, really huge. The only reason why the perspective is kind of distorted is because of that massive drop that happened before. All right. But there was a lot of money to be made here. So congrats to anybody who banked on those. A quick update on Tesla. Yeah, Tesla is still playing games. It's only a matter of time before that gap gets filled completely. So far, it's still bearish. Even if tomorrow we see a spike all the way up to 170, just watch and wait and see how it closes. All right, the longer it stays down here, the more likely it is to actually fill the gap within the next week or two. All right, so that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. Again, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Central Time, so definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way YouTube notifies you whenever I release these videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, along with the trades that I take, and most importantly, the reason why I take the trades that I take to begin with. That way you learn along the way. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nguma and at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.